weakling! Yora! Useless.
Good, except for the fact that it's DMC2.
Home stretch. And then
Alright.
I'll never have
Drop
to...
kick!
Nothing like starting off the video with a drop kick. Two of them. I get drop kicked the shit out of in this one. I think if I remember right.
You're getting drop kicked left and right.
More drop kicks than a match with Maven.
I was about to say, like, if Maven could form a tag team with himself, which I hear he often does late at night.
Would it be called the drop kicks? Look at this here, drop kicking the shit out of me.
The unibrows of death. Alright. And now she becomes Spiky Lady for a second there.
Yeah. I think this is the only one. Well, I know it shouldn't really count because this game sucks, but I know at least in DMC3, depending on what weapon you have, is what form your Devil Trigger takes on. So if you're carrying like an ice weapon, you turn into like an icy blue type color, and then fire for red, obviously, and such. So, at least you had some variety. In this one, you just look the same no matter if you have the aerial heart, the quick heart, or any of the fucking things attached to your damn Devil Trigger.
Devil Trigger, is that what the kids are calling it these days?
Yep.
Get me some Devil Trigger tonight.
It sounds like a drug in a really bad sci-fi
yeah!
movie or game, doesn't it?
Sales of Devil Trigger are on the rise.
I mean, come on,
it's
Judge.
up to RoboCop to save us.
The new drug in Detroit. Devil Trigger. It sounds like the drug they used in Final Fight Streetwise.
Yeah. Or Ultimate X-Men when they had Banshee. Hey, an elevator.
Yeah, and it's not a bad elevator, honestly, because it's full of enemies.
Yeah.
But it's still...
There's just one problem.
It's DMC2.
It's in DMC2.
Oh, man. Seriously, though, fuck this game. I'm so glad it's over.
Ugh.
I've been playing 3 and 4 to wash the taste of this one out of my mouth.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah, we know you've been having infected transsexual sperm injected directly into your throat. Have some clean homosexual sperm.
I really hate her 2-hit combo crap. I don't like 2 hits whenever I hit the attack button once.
I like control. I like knowing when I'm gonna hit something, I'm gonna hit it.
Right.
'Cause that's what I do.
It's just, I always find it annoying. I mean, even in like DMC3, there's a weapon that does it, and I like the weapon, but that's part of the reason I don't like to use it as often. How is her knives doing so much damage? Like, seriously, it does just as much damage as Dante's gun.
It's just like those characters in Fallout. The Legionaries or whoever the fuck they are, they're like, guns are for the weak, we fight unarmed, or some shit like that. They only use conventional weapons, and it's just like, I'm like, great, I'm just gonna hang up on a hill and shoot all your asses.
Yeah. And it's not like they're like, the badass from like any anime, sci-fi, whatever, that can deflect bullets with swords.
His levels are in excess of 9,000!
In excess of 9,000.
I don't watch Dragon Ball, I don't know what the fuck, I'm just like, parroting back shit I've seen.
I think the phrase you're looking for is over 9,000.
Who gives a shit? In excess is better. You should just cut in a little audio clip of "I Need You Tonight." Dun, dun, dun,
Okay, again, I like to point out that with her here, Dante went on ahead of her. Again, I know I said this in the last video, but this should all already be accomplished.
Video game logic.
It's like, okay, we get it, yeah, you need to pad out a second character, and instead of creating new levels, you just rehash the same ones. But couldn't you at least make it a little more demon-y? I mean, should she really have to activate the demon world like Dante did, even though he already did it?
Fuck. Whoa, getting some Eternal Darkness shit there for a second.
No! Do not mention good games in the presence of this one.
I didn't. I mentioned Eternal Darkness.
Oh. I see what you did there.
Zing! Seriously, though, it's a pretty good game.
Yeah. It's definitely one of the better survival horror games or whatever of that particular time.
You know what? Like, since I've been subscribing to BloodyDisgusting.com, the guy who's their local gamer, and he just digs up horror games. People gotta stop complaining that there's no good horror games anymore. There really are a lot, and a lot of them are being produced by fans for free.
I know I've seen, like, maybe a bunch of mods and stuff that were, better than most, but I can't say I know too much.
There's quite a few. Putting myself on the spot, it's hard to come up with a lot off the top of my head. I mean, but there's a lot based off, even different styles. Like, there's one built off an old 16-bit,
Soul Survivor?
No, well, that is one of them, but, Ebe, it's, what would you call, crappy 2D graphics or whatever, but it was actually pretty effective little horror game. All, about as good as the original Clock Tower. And there's a whole bunch of others.
Well, the problem is there's, no mainstream horror games that are, horror, really. It's like you don't really hear about them. I think it's the problem.
No. But who gives a shit what other people are doing, right?
Well, I agree, but if you don't hear about them, you'll never get the chance to play them. Like, I didn't know about too many of these fan-made ones either. There's a couple that I was aware of, but
yeah. Oh, here I just got my horror game file. Craven Manor was pretty good. Are they ever going to make another obscure game? I actually liked those in their cheesy badness kind of way.
If it was any fun back in the day, and it wasn't a huge seller, no.
No. Candles was pretty cool.
I've seen Candles. That was a short game, but
yeah, I know that. But that was kind of the whole point was that it was only
a 20-minute game. If
yeah,
you knew what you're
25
doing.
minutes. Yeah, I was gonna say 45, but yeah, probably 20 would be better.
Well, I know, again, two best friends played it, they beat it, and they played it for 45 minutes, and that's with failing 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, I know. Those guys are big horror fans.
Shitstorm of scariness.
Shitstorm of scariness. They played every horror game ever.
No, that's PewDiePie. Or whatever the hell his name is.
Yeah. I've never seen him.
I've tried to watch him, he's not to my taste.
And I love the Swedes, go figure.
Swedes are good.
I love their contributions to death metals.
Even though they are dildos.
Damn dildos.
I like to point that this section right here was so much easier with Lucia than Dante's, considering I knew exactly what to do, because it didn't change, the pattern didn't. So you just rush.
And who would think Lucia was better at avoiding balls? And she picked up that death metal album cover pretty quickly. Sacrilege!
I know, it's like, they don't have a particular, they're just called sacrilege. Like, what's so sacrilegious about them?
I don't know. How do they have 4 horsemen and Darksiders and one of them is named Wrath?
Yeah.
Because it's video games, and we say so. That is why.
It's good as excuse as any. Why does Resident Evil go all action-y with explosions and helicopters? And because they say it can.
Yep. And if you don't like it, you can just not play it.
And I did.
Yeah, same here with RE6. I have not, I played RE5 a little bit.
I've beaten RE5. It was a decent game, it's not a horror game anymore.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, that was definitely the ending of Resident Evil as a horror game. Like, Resident Evil 4 was like...
It leaned towards action, but still kept a lot of horror elements.
Right.
And then, Resident Evil 5 tried to have horror, even though it was all like... So, some technical difficulties.
Again,
neither of our computers really want to run this video of the game, and not that I blame them at all, mind you, but yeah.
Franken PC's just looking at me going, "Why, bro? Why?
Why did you create me for this? Did I not do Countdown Vampires? Do I not deserve a break?"
That's what I need. I need a picture of Aaron Eckhart on the side of my computer. Since it's made from all these foreign parts everywhere. He's gonna be the new Frankenstein, so...
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I didn't even know they're making a new Frankenstein movie.
Every, 5 or 6 years or so, somebody somewhere makes a new Frankenstein.
Yeah. Just like
the best one, of course, being Van Helsing, but...
Oh, man, fuck that movie.
Greatest movie ever. What are you talking about?
It's got your favorite actor in it, I know that.
Which favorite actor?
Hugh Jackman.
Yep. Hey, you know what? I like Hugh Jackman in things that are not Wolverine. Or Van Helsing, for that matter. But...
You don't like him as an action star.
No. Well, one, he's not a badass, butch, tough guy motherfucker to be Wolverine for me. I mean, like, a character that was, largely based off of Dirty Harry and Clint Eastwood. Once Chris Claremont warmed up to him in the 80s, that's kind of like what he was going for, was a Dirty Harry character for the X-Men. So you already have, the epitome of machismo in a character, and then we get this flirty Australian.
I like to point out right here, too, that Lucia didn't have to grab 3 sacrileges. She only had to grab, I think it was 2. And now she gets to fight the boss. So she had to do less work than Dante, after Dante had already done the work.
Typical woman.
And I would like to point out that this boss fight sucks with Lucia, since she only has knives, and doesn't have the rocket launcher or machine guns or anything like that like Dante, and these things don't get close enough to you for you to really melee hit. So this fight fucking sucks.
Once again, we return to Battle of the Decapitated Heads of Ming the Barbarian and Kevin Sullivan. And the Yeti.
The Yeti!
The Yeti! The Yeti, brother.
Yes, if Hulk Hogan was the Yeti.
Oh, you never watched that many Kevin Sullivan promos. He was Brooklyn, and he also said brother for no reason.
Oh, okay. Well, brother and brother,
Yeah, brother.
See, look at this.
And Macho Man was brother.
Oh, yeah. But look at this, they don't get close enough to you to melee. They don't give you any good ranged weapons. And so you have to sit here and throw your pissant little daggers at them.
Oh god, I hate Iceman fights.
One's lightning, one's fire, and one's ice.
Well, I like Iceman fights, like in Marvel vs. Capcom 2, where if you were playing Iceman or you had to fight against Iceman...
Iceman was the cheapest character because he took no chip damage.
Oh god, and you just stand in the fucking corner, ice beam, ice beam, ice beam, ice beam, ice beam.
And as soon as they jumped in, you did his hailstorm attack or whatever the hell it was called.
Oh,
fuck Iceman, fuck him hard. Arctic Attack.
One of my favorite X-Men. I love Iceman in the comics. That game, though, he can die a slow, miserable death.
He was good in X-Men Legends too. He was fun to skate around on him.
Yeah,
I mean, him in X-Men Legends 1 had the Magma chick who I don't know anything about.
I like Magma. They totally change her origin for that game for some reason. I don't know why.
And maybe they just wanted the storyline of the game, you know, worked in a little bit.
Originally one of the New Mutants, which, you know, kind of what she is in that, but she's not a white chick from New York. She's a...
I know, I hate to say I've seen this, but I've seen, what's that horrible cartoon, about them in high school?
X-Men Evolution.
Yeah.
I like that show.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of it personally.
The animation, definitely, the animation, was kind of weird looking, sort of anime-ish, but not really anime, and, it took quite a bit of, getting used to, how they changed a lot of the characters' origins and stuff, but I mean, it actually followed a lot of the themes of the comic book a lot closer than the original series, so...
Maybe I should watch more of it then.
Yeah, I mean, they have, Kitty Pryde being freaked out by Nightcrawler a lot. You know, that was a big, theme. She was always uncomfortable with them. Until later. You know, there's, let me see,
But, I know in, that one, she was she wasn't white. I think she was black, but I don't remember where she was from.
She's South American. I want to say she's actually worshipped as an Aztec goddess, kind of like Storm. Because she was considered the god of her volcano.
Okay, gotcha.
And her real name's Amara and not Allison. You know, you're wow, they really changed this character quite a bit.
Well, we beat Ming and Kevin Sullivan. So
the Barbarian.
Yep.
And the Yeti.
So, that's the end of the... So dumb.
The gangsta.
That's the next WWE... That's the next WWE gimmick, is the gangster.
And let's not forget the final solution. And then they were like, wait a minute, isn't that what they called the Holocaust? We gotta change his name.
Oh, man. Who was that? Was that WWE or was that WCW?
That was WCW. That was the first WCW pay-per-view we ever bought. Was WCW Uncensored '96 with the dreaded. God, what did they call it? It was the Cage of Doom. It was this big Savage and Hogan had to work their way through this gauntlet match in this quadruple stacked cage.
I don't know.
Oh, I can't believe Botchamania hasn't uploaded the whole match, if they haven't.
That bad, huh?
Oh my god, it is legendary.
That's awesome. I'll have to look that up.
It's a WrestleCrack classic.
Alright, so, you about ready? We're nearing the final boss for, DMC2.
The full moon room! We're going back to Countdown! Oh, wait a minute. That sounds good! Yeah, big shot! Big shot, Mantis! Yeah!
I know we've made that joke before and I'm about to make another. The Blood Red Moon!
This game is so mundane, it's got us repeating ourselves. We're stuck on an infinite loop.
I would like to repoint out, because I pointed this out before, this game is on an infinite loop. You're playing the exact same thing as Lucia, except for the fucking underwater mission.
Fuck!
So, you know what? I'm gonna reuse joke, because you know why? They reused the scene. So, you know what?
Loading. Okay.
Fuck them. And boom, that's the end of her chapter.
What? What? That's what we got!
That's not her final boss.
Oh, okay.
It just cuts to this.
Cut to a quick ass shot, okay.
Yeah.
There's just one thing left, and that is to end the credits.
So, I admit, I think it cut out of a minute or something like that of a scene, but meh.
About to say, unless you got a gunblade, darling, you're gonna lose.
Yeah, that bullet's gonna be faster than your sword. But here's where she's like, I am not human, I deserve to die.
I am also French.
So I give up. I surrender.
Arius? Oh no! Wait, what's an Arius?
That was the, Japanese dude. That was Noda Hitler. Or Adolf Nobunaga. So,
and now enjoy the ending of Fifth Element.
So once again, I know we said this in Dante's finale. The dude only had 4 out of the 5 relics, and yet it's close enough that the apocalypse is just like, yeah, we're gonna go with it.
Yeah, whatever. 4 horsemen ain't picky.
It's 4 pieces, 4 horsemen. You know, the 5th one was really just for kicks anyway.
Yeah, you know. He's not really a horseman, so we just called him Wrath.
You're never gonna let that go, are you?
No!
So,
Famine could be a badass. Fuck you people.
Famine should be a really fat guy.
Oh! That's a really great section in, Blood Will Tell. Like,
fighting a fat guy named Famine?
No, it's like, almost though, and it's based on real Japanese mythology, like how there's like, this village where everybody's being worked to death, and they're like all the food goes to the daimyo there. And he's just this giant fat ass, and he's like all the food goes to him, and like it turns out he's possessed by a demon that's cursed him to have to constantly consume.
I've heard of that before.
So I just like, he's like, please kill me.
So
he's on an episode of Inside the Millhaven Clinic now.
so I like to point out that Arius should be dead. Dante kills him.
Yep.
And then, that means, who the hell does Lucia fight?
I've got a bad feeling about this.
She doesn't have to fight the amorphous blob or whatever that Dante does. It just has body parts of all the other bosses. That was just a lazy cop-out.
Lazy cop-out, the boss fight!
And speaking of lazy cop-outs...
Since I am not really dead.
Yes, Arius is not dead. So, he got all the power. So it turns out you only need to get really close to the prophecy.
And he's got a couple of Japanese porn items hanging off his shoulders.
But, admittedly, he's still a better design than Dante's final boss fight.
I was gonna say that at least. Shoulder penises and all.
Yeah, and, Dante's final boss was, again, we showed it. I just buy some items here because I always do it just in case, because I don't want to have to redo this boss fight. I don't give a damn about my rating at this point. I just wanted it to be over so bad.
Like, kind of like me playing level 1 of Dark Souls.
I just wanted it to be over.
God.
So, this is possessed Arius or whatever.
Oh, man, and he just run up and club punched you.
Just get a bitch as he hits you, it'd be perfect. And nice little backhand there. But, so yeah, he's actually a decent design,
Yeah, if a little bit aroused.
But at least he fits as a final boss.
Just backhand pimp slap you. I kind of like this guy.
If he would pimp slap you with the tentacle, that would be the best.
Like he should just steal Dante's red trench coat and just like hit the streets with his stable.
But I would like to point out,
yes, lots of money tonight, ain't you, babe?
I got clothesline there again, but
clothesline.
But look how easy he really is, though. I mean, he's hit me a few times, admittedly, but he's not doing a whole lot of damage. And this is on normal mode. So, and after DMC 1, which is hard as fuck, this doesn't feel like a final boss fight difficulty.
I want the Magma Spider guy to come back.
He would make a better final boss for Dante, at least.
Fuck.
At least this Arius is a final boss, because he's the guy you've been chasing this whole game. So he makes...
Hug. A return from Countdown Vampire. The return of the Death Hug.
So, he's almost dead.
Handless Death Hug.
And that's her final boss.
But I wanted to give you pleasure.
Every time I hear him talking, I just think, you are not human! Why are you stronger? I can't think of it. Oda Hitler. Adolf Nobunaga. But here's, okay, so...
I shall unify all of Japan!
So, not surprising, he has another form. Because it's pretty much standard that the boss has at least 2 forms. But this form, I'm not sure I like it better than his original.
Does it have more shoulder penises?
Sort of.
Wow. He's all shoulder penis.
Yes, he is. But here's the reason why I don't like this boss. This is literally, you're just in a chasm here rather. And he just charges you and you have to avoid him and then hit him.
If this were like in between destructible buildings and you were running through the streets, it would be really awesome.
That would have been cool as shit. But no, you're just in a chasm that is very finite. I mean, there's an end to each side.
Oh.
But he does
why am I groaning in disapproval? I know what we're playing.
Exactly. But the problem with this is, it's hard to hit him, and if you melee him, he just eats you half the time. So, it makes you not want to melee him. But,
man, the hentai jokes just write themselves.
And he has this, like, scorpion tail thing on the end. I can't really get a good look.
The penis on the end of it.
Yeah. But this is why you don't want to melee him, because he just fucking chomps. But I didn't want to sit there and just fucking throw daggers at him for 5 minutes either. There's something about beating a final boss by throwing daggers that just seems lame.
Yeah. Why don't you turn and face me like a man?
Here's the problem.
Why don't you do things your way and I'll do things mine?
But here's the biggest problem I have with this boss fight is, you literally only have 2 ways of attacking him. You can either throw your dagger or jump up and do a combo. Only 1 combo per jump. So it's unnecessarily drawn out by the lack of attack.
Fighting Magneto from Children of the Atom.
I didn't think I ever played that one much. I don't know what.
The most relentlessly unbalanced boss in final boss fight history.
That's a statement.
I will argue that with anybody. I mean, it'll be just like, oh yeah, he'll just put up his shield and stand in the corner and you can't hit him, and he'll be just like, okay, I'm tired, I'm gonna win now, and just hits his super move, and then that's it. Like, he takes 3/4 of your energy.
Cause well, I'll say this. Shang Tsung, depending on your character, or not Shang Tsung, sorry. Shao Kahn is a total bitch with the right character.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter who you're playing in Children of the Atom, Magneto's gonna kick your ass.
Well, like I said, I was about to say Shao Kahn, but with appropriate character, Shao Kahn's easier and shit.
Yeah.
Just like, I don't see how people are complaining about, the final boss was Shao Kahn in the story mode of the new Mortal Kombat as Raiden, or against Liu Kang. Some people are like, that's really hard. I'm like, with Raiden, those fights are the easiest fights in the entire game. Because
Raiden rules, but...
Exactly, all you need to do...
Sorry, Raiden fanboyship there.
Dude, Raiden became my favorite character in that game. His combos, coupled with the fact that he could teleport, Shao Kahn was a total bitch. Just stand back, wait for him to throw, teleport, and then hit him for a combo that does 20% of his health.
Yeah.
So...
Raiden was always my favorite. It was Raiden and Sub-Zero since the beginning. And then the second one, it was, those two plus, Reptile.
Dude, Reptile. Reptile was cool shit. So, we're almost here. Arius is now officially dead.
Again.
Yes, he's dead this time. And he's got such a lazy death animation. He just shatters like glass.
Yeah. It would have been better if he just, found a couch to watch TV on.
He just turns back into human and goes, you know what?
Fuck it.
I'm good. I'm just gonna go eat some nachos. Watch some Price is Right.
And the world was at peace once again.
Until they canceled Price is Right.
Oh no, until they hired Drew Carey.
Is he really hosting the Price is Right now?
Oh yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
Oh yes.
Poor Bob Barker. Oh my god, I just realized. I had to fraps this one too. There's the fucking 60 frames per second counter up at the top left.
Whoopsie!
I forgot just how many of this crap that my game did not want to record.
Just resisting at every turn.
So, here we have it, dude. The end of Devil May Cry 2 completely.
I'm an atheist, but thank God.
So, some retrospective here. What do you think? Was it as bad as I told you it would be?
I think I'll never know how to love again.
Well, just think. We're gonna do a good one. We're gonna do my personal favorite one. Then, we're gonna do the new one. And then, you can finally have the perspective that I have when it comes to Devil May Cry. You know, I'm not expecting you to, like, love it as much as I do. But maybe you can see why I hate the new one so much. Because this was the worst the series had ever been. By far. I mean, like, there's no competition with how bad this one is compared to 1, 3, and 4.
Yeah, I'm just like going into a small coma of self-loathing. Just, oh my god, I'm gonna be much happier when I'm dead. Cause then I won't ever have to think about this.
So I have to ask, how much do you miss playing Countdown Vampires?
Oh, I will never speak bad of Keith J. Snyder again. Or Big Shot, or Mantis.
Now,
I mean,
when we
seriously, like...
Now, I know when we first started, oh my god, that 60 frame per second counter up at the top. But, now, we gave, when we first started playing this, we were like, Countdown was bad, this is bad too, but at least it's an action game, there's stuff going on. Boy, were we wrong.
Oh my god, I'd rather deal with the tedium, like...
God, there's Dante's final boss. That is such a poor design. And Arias was a bad design, but he was still a better design than that.
There's a nice David Cronenberg ring there. Oh wait, no, it doesn't look like an anus, sorry.
So, a lot of people feel that with this, again, I told you this before, that they wrote themselves into a corner. Dante is trapped in hell. But,
I'm sorry.
But
he's trapped in a blood on the dance floor song?
Well, now you know why in the new one Joe did what he did.
Well, that song just gets even more ironic.
So, Diesel clothing. Oh my god, I have to show those. I'll have to edit that in or something. But, here's how you know nobody played this game to full completion. After these credits roll, there's an extra scene that basically means Dante got out of hell. And nobody played it to know if they really think they wrote themselves into
With Veronica Lake as... What's her name again? We've been playing her? There it is! There's Hideaki Itsuno! There's our proof!
I just want to know, man.
Yeah.
Why? He has such a list of games everywhere. And then this game.
And then this!
Oh. Really, Itsuno? I mean, what were you... Fuck. Really, man? Really?
And just Capcom here to stick it to you, to remind you who did this to you. Suddenly I feel like beating the shit out of Captain Commando.
So, here we go. A little stinger at the end of the credits.
Two-Face? No, worse. French face.
So, here's all these weapons that Dante has that he never used.
About to say, like, are we supposed to see, like, an alien head in there, and then we're gonna, like, speculate for the next 10 years when Dante versus Aliens is supposed to come out?
Sparta did come back.
Sparta's fucking dead. And there you hear the motorcycle, and as everybody knows, the heroes ride motorcycles everywhere, so it has to be him. Fuck you, man.
It should have just been the theme song from that Kif was playing at the end of that episode of Futurama. Shut up and love me.